Test. Yo. All right. This was too loud. You got music with audio. See how that goes. What are we doing today? Finishing the CRM. Tell you what, running OBS and multiple cursor windows gotta be plugged in. Type of question should be generated about properties. All right, so yeah, what are we doing? Finishing up the CRM. Not had any chance to work on it today, really, but we want to get it finished, dialed, good, great. How can we improve this plan, if at all? Reply in chat. Yeah, the CRM, getting there, doing a learn tab where we can essentially have a Duolingo Lite that similarly I have in GS site in the personal dash. I go in and it's called Codebase Duolingo, so I can actually come and learn dependencies involved and what have you, just on whatever time I want to be on. There's no habit, not like tracking daily to go in there. It's just a tool to have. So I want to have a property equivalent or an area or a market or a county equivalent, city equivalent, zip code equivalent. So that's what that prompt is going off and doing, is for this learn tab. We'll also have an area for just a file recall system, where just, PDFs will be uploaded and visible to click and preview, and then at a later stage, got to know where to stop when vibe coding stuff and juggling multiple projects. Just want to kick the ball down the road a bit. This idea of MVP, minimum viable product. Understanding kind of my schedule and timelines, meeting with some guys to go over this tomorrow, get some feedback. So it just needs to be, these tabs will finish building out. And we'll be in a good spot. Out of town on Thursday, heading out. I will be streaming. Gotta stay consistent. Even if it's just for 15 minutes, getting a couple prompts off. Some days you don't use your full session limits for Claude Code. Some days you're pushing it, you gotta wait, spinning up a lot of sub agents. Obviously, you can see that by going usage. We are 25th. We got 5 days, 22% use, so pretty much on track there. This session we got plenty of room to go. I would also like to this stream go over something my buddy sent me. Sorry, whiplash here. I want to go over this tweet. Maybe it'll load. So I gotta check out here. I guess there's some copyrighted music at 1:49. 50 minutes. Alright, yeah, so this post. Golly! Can we load a web page? Damn. Jeez Louise. Yeah. OBS is, look at this. This whole laptop a little sketchy. I have to go from the Mac Studio from now on. That's kind of a designated device that I send stuff to, but alright, I got some plans. Go over that post, which is basically, it's essentially an entirety of Claude Code overview that this one kid uses, the shorthand guide to everything Claude Code. So just gonna go through this. Not really dove in too much. So buddy's name is Afron Mustafa on X. Alright, complete setup after 10 months of daily use. Skills, hooks, subagents, MCPs, plugins. What works? Been an avid Claude Code user since the experimental rollout in February, and won the Anthropic and Forum Ventures hackathon with Zenith. So product market fit hackathon winner. Yeah. So, alongside D. Rodriguez, FX completely using Claude Code. D. Rodriguez. Alright. Skills and commands. Skills operate like rules, constricted to certain scopes and workflows. They're shorthand to prompts when you need to execute a particular workflow. After a long session of coding with Opus 4.5, you want to clean out dead code and lose MD files? Run refactor clean. Need testing? TDD. E2E. Test coverage. Skills and commands can be chained together in a single prompt. So yeah, that's kind of the idea, right? Is skills and commands, they kind of are bleeding over to one another. So I was a little confused by skills. The slash commands um, kind of already doing the same thing. I can make a skill that updates code maps at checkpoints, a way for Claude to quickly navigate your codebase without burning context on exploration. Claude Skills Code Map Updater. Commands are skills executed via slash commands. They overlap but are stored differently. Commands are skills executed via slash commands. They overlap but are stored differently. Skills, Claude Skills, broader workflow definitions, commands, Claude Commands, quick executable prompts. So you got example skill structure, you got Claude Skills, PMX guidelines, project specific patterns, coding standards, TDD workflow, which is multi-file skill with README, and security review, checklist-based skill. Hooks. Hooks are trigger-based automations that fire on specific events. Unlike skills, they are constricted to tool calls and lifecycle events. Okay. Hook types: pre-tool use, post-tool use, user prompts, submit, stop, pre-compact, notification. Example: tmux, reminder before long-running commands. Example of what feedback you had in Claude. Yeah. Pro tip: use the Hookify plugin to create hooks conversationally instead of writing JSON manually. Run Hookify and describe what you want. Yeah, that's hooks. Subagents. Let's check in on our guys. Checking on the fellows here. It's not turning. Looks like this instance what the heck? Looks like this one just got stalled. This Claude session just got stalled out. I'm sorry. Jeez, come on. Everything's slow. It seems as if this plan got the Claude instance just stopped working. Please pick back up and continue, as it's been an improved plan. This is some YouTube copyright-free music right here, boys. Holy cow. Lord have mercy. Subagents? Yeah, man. Come on now. Lord have mercy. Subagents are processes your orchestrator main Claude can delegate tasks to with limited scope. They can run in background or foreground, freeing up context for the main agent. Yeah, they can run in foreground too, huh? Subagents work nicely with skills. Yup, a subagent capable of executing a subset of your skills can be delegated tasks and use only those skills autonomously. They can also be sandboxed with specific tool permissions. Yeah, the tool permissions is a good one. Configure allowed tools, MCPs, and permissions per subagent for proper scoping. Yeah, I mean, that is something definitely feel like is easier said than done, but it's something that you're doing one of two things, right? You're in the loop, which means you're doing standard out prompting, meaning kind of what I'm doing right now, just kind of on a ad hoc basis here, just as stuff comes in, um, kind of go for it in chat, apply things, prove things in chat. So there's building things, and then there's building the system to build things. And, this article right here is all about the system and, actually configuring Claude Code, using Claude Code to its full capability. And everyone's trying to figure out what that is, right? And Claude Code recently, I was hanging in there for a little bit, then very quickly they came out with skills, and that kind of confused me a little bit because that's what I thought the idea of custom slash commands and nesting those was kind of doing a similar thing to skills. So, but people are using stuff differently, and as tempting as it is to just do standard out and prompt this broken, prompt this, is it still powerful? Yeah, because you're using, the best coding model in the world, but is it, the best use of your time in the long term to just be uh, pointing things out and not understanding the system and what's actually going on behind the scenes and where it kind of goes off the rails? You can orchestrate, you can have testing and have monitoring of those tests and whatnot, and have very specific sandbox tool permissions per sub agent, like this is pointing out, to where stuff has, you can rely on your mental model for specific planner marked out for certain agents. You just know with a higher certainty that those things that you need to get done will get done because they have a specific rules file to follow, and they're based off of in which you actually built it out. So I'm curious. We'll pull up the GitHub and see, like, future implementation planning, right? Like, where does that write to? Like, how does it separate ideas when you have one text input and you say, hey, spit up subagent planner subagent, and you give it other ideas? What does that actually log to? What does that actual documentation look like? So, you know, vibe coding is different really from agentic architecture. And, vibe coding is more of that standard out. You're in the chat box, maybe an IDE, that's vibe coding. You're just kind of floating around and prompting in, English, and you're going down the your checklist of what needs to get done. But what we're really doing, and I know the channel's Vibe Code Learn, but uh, I I put it as like agentic coding is understanding what these, Claude Code is it's a code um, assistant. It's not an agent in and of itself. Just because you're doing stuff and you send a prompt and you have a couple terminals open and you're sending a couple prompts at a time, doesn't mean you're you know yes, that means you have a couple agents going and you are capable of running agents, but you're still the bottleneck for that. But creating an entire orchestration of agents and then being able to kind of command and you know orchestration is a good word, because you really are bringing in certain things at certain times and able to step away from the keyboard even, running tests and having stuff work autonomously. that's agentic engineering. That's the agent layer of these applications of the software that we're trying to build. Vibe coding, again, contrary to the name of the channel, Vibe Code Learn, but vibe coding is more so just kind of, in my eyes, it's more so like just, a starting point, right? It's you go in, you're used to the ChatGPT interface, you're used to the chat. Okay, you've downloaded Cursor, you have the IDE, and or you have Cloud Code and you launch and you're doing it in the terminal, but these things, getting an understanding of actually the product features and the new releases of Cloud Code, and understanding the architecture and the tools and the slash commands, the sub agents, the hooks, the all that good stuff is paramount, and that's really our goal. That's the goal of the channel. That's the goal that I have, is getting really good at the agent orchestration layer and being able to, escape the rat race, earn back my time by just having massive productivity gains and actually, not just saying, getting something done and, putting it out there, showing, a buddy or what have you, but, or posting about it, but not just that, but actually having the wherewithal to tell you how it got there and what tools are actually supporting the code base, like agentic tooling that the agents can bounce off of. It's not about building a piece of code, it's about building a system who can build, maintain, and building systems that these agents can really thrive in, and you can spin up more of them and thus scale your compute is really the game that I'm in, and that I see a lot of value in. So continuing here with rules and memory. Your rules folder holds markdown files with best practices Claude should always follow, right? I use a single Claude MD. This is saying rules folder. Well, it's saying one is Claude MD, or break it up. Little iffy on this. If you really, what's stopping you from having just a security section, a coding style section in your Claude MD? Nothing. Does breaking out really help? I need more proof of this. Just constantly saying update Claude MD, I think does a really good job. So this, not sure. MCPs, right? Let's also answer some questions that we have going on here. No music, it's fine. Let's get it going though. Where is this? 150. Let's go after 150. Okay, so what do we have here? Audit results. Here's the summary. Go campaign, revise options, option A, full foundation first. Create deals migration. Add missing columns. Cool. Go crazy. Standard out. We're doing standard out there. Yes. But sometimes it's good to get standard out as just a base, right? We've spent a couple of days, not even days, a couple hours really. We haven't spent much time in the CRM. We're just getting everything online, and then, we'll actually go and minimum viable product is the start, and then you get into other people are going to use this. Oh, I'm going to use this to a high degree. Okay, let's start getting into the agentic layer. So picking back up with MCPs. MCPs connect Claude to external services, right? not a replacement for APIs, but it's a wrapper that's prompt driven around APIs, allowing more flexibility in navigating all that info. Supabase MCP, got that connected right now. Let's Claude pull specific data, run SQL directly upstream without copy paste, back forth, All right, Chrome and Claude have some browser capabilities. Yeah, so this is the big thing with MCP is it just eats your context window, your 200K tokens. So you want to be picky. Okay, so he keeps it in user config, but disables everything unused. And yeah, navigate. This is the way to do it. Your 200K, yep. Rule of thumb, 20 to 30 MCPs in config, but definitely under 10. Definitely under 10. Plugins. Plugins package tools are, plugins. Plugins package tools for easy installation instead of tedious manual setup. A plugin can be a skill plus MCP combined or hooks bundled together with tools. So this is a command here that you got from whatever repo, and it says it's a plugin. So a plugin is just basically a agentic scaffolding. It's not even. It doesn't have to be agentic. It's scaffolding for Claude Code. Yeah, for your agent. So plugins are particularly useful if you run Claude Code outside editors frequently. Language Server Protocol gives Claude real-time type checking, go-to definition, and intelligent completions without needing an IDE open. Same warning as MCPs. You got to watch your context window. So yeah, parallel workflows. You can fork stuff, get work trees, right? Went over get work trees the other day. Just with get work tree add, whatever branch, new feature branch. And then you can run separate Claude instances in each work tree. Tmux for long-running commands. Stream and watch logs bash processes Claude runs. So he's doing the Boris thing here, where he's got 5 terminals open, but he likes Tmux. Letting Claude Code spin up the front end and back end servers, and monitoring the logs by attaching to the session using Tmux. Claude runs commands here. That's right there, yeah. mgrep greater than grep. mgrep is a significant improvement from ripgrep and grep. They got a install on the plugin marketplace with just the / or \mgrep still. Works with both local and web search. Yeah, these are good. Other commands that are good: status line, % of context is kind of the main branch that you're on. A little emoji. Rewind. Yep. Go back to any previous state of the instance of the chat. Checkpoints, file level undo points, and then compact, manually trigger context compaction. Set up code review on your PRs with GitHub Actions. Claude can review PRs automatically when configured. So that's GitHub Actions, CI/CD. Sandboxing. Use sandbox mode for risky operations. Claude runs in restricted environment without affecting your actual system. Okay, on editors. Yeah, while an editor isn't needed, it can positively or negatively impact the workflow. This is Zed, Rust-based editor. I guess, bro. Why Zed works well with Claude Code, agent panel integration. Zed's Claude integration lets you track file changes in real time as Claude edits. Jump between files, Claude references without leaving the editor. That's cool. Performance written in Rust opens instantly and handles large code bases without lag. Command Shift R, quick access to all your custom slash commands, debuggers, and tools in a searchable UI. Even if you just want a quick command without switching to terminal. Won't compete with Claude for systems resources during heavy operations. See, resource usage, that's big. That's actually a good point. Prevent crashes. Cursor crashes. Split your screen, terminal with Claude Code on one side, editor on the other. It's also viable. Cursor in VS Code. Alright, so then he just gets into kind of the heat of his setup. So yeah, plugins installed. He's got Ralph Wiggum, front end design, yep. Commit commands, security guidance, PR review toolkit, interesting. TypeScript LSP for TS Intelligence, Hookify, talked about that. Code Simplifier, that's good. Feature dev, explanatory output style. Code review. Context 7, Pyrite, and mgrep. MCP user level configs. It's got GitHub, memory. Oh, yeah. GitHub, Firecrawl, Supabase, sequential thinking, Vercel, Railway. What's Railway again? Railway account. What the hell is? Oh, it's a CLI. Railway. Alright. I mean, you can run a CLI and a CLI. Maybe that's a existing thing for him. Legacy thing, rather. Cloudflare workers builds. That's cool. For observability, ClickHouse, Ableton. Like Ableton? Like Ableton? Like Boots and Cats and Thump Ableton? Ableton Live. Nice. That's pretty cool. ClickHouse, Magic. Yeah, I haven't heard of some of these. These are kind of cool. ClickHouse. Fast open source OLAP. DP. Yeah, nice. Database management. Column oriented Huh. For online analytical processing, OLAP. Online analytical processing. It allows users to generate analytical reports using SQL queries in real time. When we say analytical reports, are we meaning visuals? Like these guys? That'd be cool. Yeah, I want some damn visualization tools. Would be really cool. But yeah, CogSec on Twitter. Cool setup. Disable for project. Playwright. Cloud River. Okay. For contact no management. So you set stuff in across your entire system. For one project like Ableton, you're doing music, and then your work can get context windows bogged down to a crazy degree. Key hooks, so he's got pre-tool use of a matcher, or a matcher, tmux reminder for long-running commands. Right, talked about that earlier. Block unnecessary markdown file creation. Fire. Yeah. They cut down on the markdown creation. That used to be crazy. Opus 4 was churning out when it first came out. Review before get push, smart. For post tool use, auto format, JS, JavaScript, and TypeScript with Prettier. Never heard of Prettier. TypeScript check after edits. Warn about console log. Okay. That's good. Stop. Audit for console logs before session ends. Okay. I like these. Those are some good hooks. I like those. Custom status line. Yep. Mine looks similar. Rules structure. Okay, so they breaking up into a bunch of different markdowns when you could just, you could just have a custom / command, right, that you run in a new code base and an initialize an init / command that goes, hey, make this make the Claude.md specific way, include security, coding style, testing, and just have all that in the / command. And then you have this, every single time, and it keeps it simple. In one, or do you break it up? Again, I need some more explanation here on why to break this up for rules. Maybe it's a function of moving outside of Claude Code. And having a rule, maybe it's better, but an agent.md, if you're using Cursor or Codex, it's kind of the same thing. Subagents, okay, planner, breakdown features, architect, system design, TDD guide, write tests first, code reviewer, quality review, security reviewer, vulnerability scan. These are good, right? But this all hinges on, you have to tell it, hey, run doc updater, run refactor cleaner. There has to be something where it's using your subagents. You have to define that in natural language, or else it's going to just make its own, and then you don't really know what they're really doing. You don't see it, right? You don't see the tool calling. So yeah, key takeaways from this article from Afan Mustafa CogSec. He's got, don't overcomplicate, treat configuration like fine tuning, not architecture, right? So less is more, essentially, is what that means. So architecture, scaffolding gets, a new model just lowers its shoulder into scaffolding. Fine tuning's just, nice little, sprinkles on top. Slight is more. Context window is precious. Disable unused MCPs. Yep, we know that. Parallel execution, fork conversation, use get work trees. Got to get more reps here. Automate the repetitive, hooks for formatting, linting, reminders. Awesome. Those are some great hooks. And then scope your subagents. Limited tools, focused execution. You got to know what the execution is. So a little bit of a caveat, but yeah, if you just, say spin up subagents, like I do a lot, I don't really know when it says, okay, we spun up 4 research agents and one's called this, one's called that, the other 2 are called this and that. And what they do, well, they give me insights, and you can see how long they ran for and how many tokens they just ate up. But you don't get to see anything else. I'm just replying to the main agent. So really cool article, and then he's got his GitHub. I definitely think I'll be integrating some stuff. First thing, get the hooks going. I'll take a look at his custom slash commands and skills to kind of get an understanding there. But back to over here, it looks as if I refresh, gotta populate with this. Okay, KPIs, metrics. Win rate, pipeline value, new clients, outreach. It's pretty similar to analytics. Yeah. Gonna consolidate a little there. What else? Oh, we got learn. So let's see what learn came out to be. It should just be one button that brings me to another. Yep, and it's not. It's not what I asked for. But market analysis fundamentals. So is this the learn? I mean, we'll definitely commit this. Definitely commit this. But it's cool, right? Come in, and I want to drop down. I want to drop down and learn where it will have just a bunch of filters up top. So it should be select a zip code, select a city, select a property that's in the database, select a range of sale points, etc. All right, we've been going for a minute. Yeah, and then we still need to unlearn, get this file recall system. So learn should have been, this Duolingo Lite should have been in its own button that would then prompt us to come in here. Also, the learn, upon clicking from the menu, it brings me straight to this quizzes and the entire UI. There should be an added layer to get to the page I'm currently looking at that's currently populating learn. In that new page that separates the menu, the click between what is currently there, should have a button just called RE Duolingo. Should connect GitHub MCP. It's having trouble committing. Yeah, good article. Good article. It's all about building, you know, it's not just building. It's understanding the tools. Once you've decided on a coding assistant, are you going to be in Cursor? Are you doing the Claude Code? Do you want to go Codex? Do you want to go over here? Are you in GitHub Copilot and you're rocking over there? Whatever it is, like learning all, looking, like, have you ever been to the documentation site and actually gone through and spent a minute in there trying to get an understanding of what's at, you know, your disposal and how you're going to have not scaffolding, and I say scaffolding sometimes like for stuff, but scaffolding, it almost should have a negative connotation as it's model specific a lot of times, sometimes, and there's this connotation with scaffolding that it's super temporary, but also it's fleeting, it's bloated. So fine-tuning is also like not the best word, I don't think, because fine-tuning is with models, right? And fine-tuning, like Cursor fine-tunes models out of the box stuff and make it more project specific. But it does lose, I've heard that it, when you're actually trying to tweak the model that much, it loses a lot of its edge. It becomes a good bit stupider. So I don't know, we're trying to find the sweet spot between doing too much and doing too much. So you're getting close. got to get these reports done, dialed, like the actual PDF generation aspect of it. Sales pipeline looks good. Contacts looks good. Calendar looks good. Learn is almost good. KPIs and analytics we have overdone. There's too much overlap. So I kind of want to, I don't love analytics. It's not true, I like it. Yeah, it's the same damn thing. I like to go outcomes from KPI metrics. So we'll consolidate there a little bit. Deals looks good. We have a data import. Well, we're going to remove automations. We're going to remove messages. And yeah, we are going to remove campaigns. So we're getting there. But yeah, we will be winding down here shortly. Build and fix. Incrementally fix TypeScript and build errors. Add continuous learning. Learn, extract reusable patterns, analyze the current session, and extract any patterns worth saving as skills. Run and learn at any point during a session when you've solved a non-trivial problem. Look for error resolution patterns. What error occurred? What was the root cause? What fixed it? Is this reusable for similar errors? And where are these stored? Create a scale file based off of it. Okay. Yeah, can't this be a YAML? Like, this is the thing with skills, and it's just like making it natural English rather than, structured data, but still natural English for the model to do well with. There's a very fine line between commands and skills. There's definitely a dance there. Let's see end to end. Generated run end-to-end tests. Playwright creates test journeys. Run tests, capture screenshots, videos, traces, that's cool. Uploads artifacts, yeah, that's cool. Use E2E when testing critical user journeys. Login, trading, payments. Verify multi-step flows. end-to-end, test UI interactions, validating integration between front end and back end for production employment, analyze user flow and identify test scenarios, generate playwright tests, run tests, analyze user flow, yeah. Identify flaky tests and recommend fixes. Run the generated test, npx, playwright test, TypeScript file, running 3 tests using 3 workers, Chromium, search and view, test report. And then looks good. Screenshot, couple files, video, nope. Only on failure. Traces only on failure. Screenshots, videos. Screenshots do well. Test artifacts. Which tests run? Well, artifacts are captured. Sneeze. Dang. Ooh, git lock file. I don't like this. Another git process seems to be running in this repository. I can't commit. Commit later. Add your CI pipeline, install Playwright with dependencies, end-to-end testing, PMX, specific critical flows, always must pass. User can connect, user can browse markets, user can search semantic search. With test funds, important market creation flow, user profile updates, real-time price updates, chart rendering, return store markets. Use page object model for maintainability, use data tested, test ID attributes for selectors, wait for API responses, not arbitrary timeouts, test critical user journeys end to end. Run tests before merging to main, review artifacts when tests fail, use brittle selectors. Don't use brittle selectors, don't implementation details. Don't run tests against production. Don't flake tests, skip artifact review on failures. Don't run tests against production. Yeah. Both. Bro, what the Wizards of Waverly Place am I listening to? Cash. It's good. You're prompting, you're just prompt chaining, right? That's what commands are, that's what skills are. You're chaining the prompts. Sub-agents, they know what to do. They have more scope. Certain commands, you tell it to do a bunch of stuff in a quick fashion. But good stuff. We'll be back mañana, Wednesday.